Hi everybody, my name is Justin Caffrey and welcome to this guided body scan. It is part of the Mindfulness-Based Stress Reduction, Mindfulness-Based Cognitive Therapy program. And today we'll be doing a 20-minute guided session. So, finding a comfortable position using maybe a yoga mat on the floor. This is a guided body scan lying down. I'm going to use a cushion under my knee because I have an MCL injury, but also it can be helpful if you have any back injuries to support your knees to help support the lower back. And then finding a comfortable position. And for the duration of this practice, we will be lying down. And really just setting yourself up so that you allow the hands to rest alongside the body, but with a bit of space away from the body. And you can have your hands lying down, your hands up in the air, whichever kind of feels most comfortable for you. And then allow the feet to just kind of fall away. Adjusting the head and the shoulders. And we're going to be focusing, as usual with my work, on nasal breathing as well as best you can. So, where possible, we will try to keep a focus on breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Aiming to just keep the mouth closed as best you can. And now, just as we lie down, just taking notice of this time that you're offering to yourself. Time to step away from clock time. To move away from that incessant need to always be doing. And instead, moving into a time that you're offering to yourself for being. And just allowing yourself the time and space to practice. And knowing this is a time to be with yourself, a time just for yourself. And I'm going to watch the time so you'll get notified when we come to the end. And now, if it feels comfortable, you can close over your eyes. And as we close over the eyes, just maybe noticing the breath, just breathing a little bit here. Just noticing the inhale and the exhale. And as I provide guidance to you during this session, your mind will continuously wander and you'll lose distraction, and that's okay. That's completely normal. That's what minds do. And if you find your mind like this and you hear my words helping you come back to the point at which we are focusing within our body scan, each time you refine the guidance, that's just a moment of mindfulness. There's no right way and no wrong way to do this practice. It's just a simple case of being with the practice as best you can. So let's just start by bringing the attention almost like a spotlight, a focus down to the feet. Maybe just starting down at the right foot. Just bring our attention down to the right foot and noticing what's here on the right foot. Maybe just getting a sense of a sock. bare foot. Noticing the sensations around the toes of the right foot. Maybe getting a sensation of heat or cold or tingling. Or maybe no real sensations at all, and that's also perfectly okay. Just bringing that attention and that focus onto the toes, the big toe and the right foot. And then widening out and going underneath the right foot, bringing that a sense of awareness to the underneath of the right foot, just drawing a line down underneath the foot to the heel. And maybe noticing the heel and the contact with the floor. Bring your attention, your awareness up from the heel, up along the ankle bone, up to the bony part of the ankle. Again, just noticing and bringing the awareness to this point of the bony structure of the right leg. Bringing your attention from there up along the shin and the shin bone. Noticing when you arrive here at the shin, and again, what's noticeable, maybe the sensation of clothing on the leg. Maybe the tightness around the shin. Again, maybe there's temperature. Maybe nothing really at all. We're not looking for anything, we're just noticing what's here. And bringing the attention from the shin up to the knee, an area where we can have some tension, some tightness, some pain from the day, from the life, from our moving around. Again, just bringing that sense of awareness to the knee, the front of the kneecap, around to the back of the knee. Noticing that your mind will have already wandered many times, and that's perfectly okay, that's normal. Just noticing the mind has wandered, and then gently bringing it back firmly to the point of our guidance, the knee. And then as we move up from the knee, up along the thigh, again, maybe noticing as you move up along the thigh if there's any tightness or holding here in the thigh, heaviness from the day, or again, maybe no sensations really, and that's okay, everything's welcome here. And then coming across from the thigh up to the oval shape of the hips, just tracing a line across the right hip over to the left hip, and then down along the left thigh. Noticing the left thigh, noticing if there's any variation here, any change, any difference in feeling, or maybe it's the same. Bringing that spotlight of attention down along the knee, on the left leg, down along the calf of the left leg. Noticing the calf and the contact, sensations here. Maybe a sense of blood flow or movement. Down on the calf, the ankle joint, and into the left foot. And up to the left toes, and then bringing it back to the left big toe. And maybe just widening the aperture of that attention so that we're taking in both of the feet, and then all of the lower legs, and then all the legs right up to the hips. Maybe just noticing now the breathing and the connection to the legs. Just noticing the breath and breathing and that sensation of bringing the breath through the body as best you can. Bringing the breath from the bottom of the toes all the way up through the legs and up to the body. And then knowing that as we do this practice, at times you may want to connect just to the breath. The breath can be your anchor in the process of this guided session. So that if at any time my guidance becomes difficult or you want to move from a particular body part, you can always come back to the breath. The breath can be the anchor. That slow 4 seconds in, 6 seconds out. Simple, slow breath, always available for the anchor to slow down. And now we'll just move from the hip joints up to the belly. Maybe just noticing the belly breathing, the simplicity of the rise and fall of the belly as you breathe in and breathe out. Almost noticing the waves of the breath. You may again notice sensations or feelings here in the belly, or maybe you just notice the rise and fall, the movement of the breath. No particular way to be, just an awareness of what's here. And of course the mind will have wandered again, and that's okay, that's exactly what minds do. So just bringing your attention and bringing the mind back to the point of our focus, the belly and the breath. And moving up from the belly up to the rib cage, upper body, arriving in here and noticing if there's any tightness or tension or holding. Some of us can hold a lot here during the day. And then broadening around to the shoulders as well, left and right. And maybe just using the breath to assist here if there's a particular sensation of tightness or holding. Maybe just now narrow the aperture to bring it to the point of where there is tightness or some pain or discomfort. And just being with that, just noticing it and then breathing into it. Really noticing on the exhale, you can just soften a little bit. Just sensing the shoulders and just noticing there's an opportunity on the exhale to soften and let go a little bit. Again, on the exhale, just softening and letting go like ice to water, just a melting. Then we bring our attention down from the shoulders, down along both arms, biceps, through the elbows and wrists into the palms of the hands. Maybe just noticing the palms of the hands now. Is it possible to soften them a little bit? Are you holding here? Is there tightness? Just softening again on the exhale. Maybe just noticing the sensation in the hands, the sense of blood flow. Maybe you can, or maybe you can't. And that's okay. Maybe it's the hot or cold air, or the movement of air, or the sensation of contact with your fingers, tips of the fingers. Bringing the attention to the tips of the fingers and maybe just noticing blood flow, pulse, heat. Just softening again the hands. And then moving again the attention from the hands back up along both the arms, the elbows, along the biceps into the shoulders. And now up to the neck, and to the head. And we'll trace around from the back of the head up to the forehead. Just noticing here in the forehead, is there tightness again? Is there holding? The furrowed brow, the challenges of the day, the week. Inviting again the opportunity to bring a little bit of subtle movement, to softening. That idea of ice to water, a little melting here. Really softening on the exhale. Having that slightly slow and slightly longer exhale. And bringing the attention to the eyes and just seeing how are they closed over. Can you just soften how the close is? Gently, the lids are just resting. No need for attention or focus. And of course, the mind will wander again, and that's what minds do, and that's okay. And just gently but firmly taking the mind by the hand and bringing it back to the point of our attention, the point of this practice here. The eyes, as we move down to the cheekbones, and rest our attention at the jaw, upper jaw, lower jaw. It can be helpful just to notice where the tongue is and just place it gently on the top of the palate where it rests well, as best you can. And then noticing first the upper jaw. Again, is there a sense of tightness or holding here? Maybe just bring the aperture of the attention, tightening it to that point, noticing where is that tightness? Bringing yourself closer to it and then allowing the exhale once again to support a softening and a letting go. And then again, once more, softening and letting go on the exhale like an ice to water melting away. And now moving to the lower jaw. And again, checking in here. Do we have a tightness? Is there a holding? we just let the jaw be a little bit, let it just rest, nothing to do. And again, bringing the breath in through the nose and out through the nose, and on the exhale, that softening, that letting go, ice to water. And now we just open up the aperture to notice the whole of the face, the whole of the head. Notice the breath, breathing in through the nose, out through the nose, slow and subtle exhale. And then widening out again to notice the whole of the body breathing. To get a sense of the weightedness of the body as it rests on the mat, pressing itself gently into the ground. Noticing how gravity supports. Getting a sense of the subtlety of breathing. 4 seconds in, 6 seconds out. Slow and subtle breathing. Rise and fall of the belly like a wave. Now maybe just getting a sense of the contact points again with the body and the floor, the heels, maybe backs of the knees, the bum, the lower back, shoulder blades, arms and the hands. Just gently bringing some movement back into the body, maybe just starting with the hands and opening them up and moving the feet. When it feels comfortable, you can open your eyes. And just be mindful of sudden movements or sitting up. Just taking the time to allow the body to wake up, maybe roll to a side so that you're supporting that movement back and out of our body scan practice. So well done. We will continue to use a body scan practice when we're on a course for 4 to 5 weeks. The same practice every day. And also noticing the frustration of being in the same practice every day, having to return to the same practice every day. This is a real skill in terms of one's mind and one's ability to be able to sit within the discomfort of meditation as a practice. It's not easy. It's an incredibly challenging discipline. And again, just as you come back to practice the next day, bringing the attention and awareness back to the breathing, 4 seconds in, 6 seconds out. Really slow and subtle breathing just helps the body acclimate and become back into a mindful practice. Don't worry about how many times your mind was distracted. That's perfectly normal. That's okay. Mindfulness is the ability to bring it back to the point of attention. And if that happens 50 times or 100 times in a practice, that's all good. So thanks for being here today. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel, and thank you for taking the time to practice with me.